Hi guys, welcome. Radis here. Namaste. This class is designed to help you to become more grounded as well as to find your personal power center, how to locate and how to cultivate a sense of true belonging and your internal anchor. What does it feel like to be truly anchored within yourself? True belonging is something that we all need and desire in our lives. It's something about being part of something larger than ourselves. And because this longing is so primal, we often acquire it by trying to fit in and seeking approval, which is often a substitute of belonging and a barrier to it. The biggest shift happens the moment we recognize that belonging is not something to be accomplished with others. It's something that we carry deep within our own hearts. So it's not about going outside and finding it somewhere else. Don't walk around trying to find evidence of not enoughness, because you will always find it. Don't wander around and trying to find evidence of not belonging, because you will always find it. We carry those within ourselves. I know who I am, and I see that, and I will not negotiate that with others. True belonging is something non-negotiable. Let's explore this in our practice. This journey is focused on opening our hips. Bring your palms in front of your heart. Close your eyes and take a moment to center into yourself, anchor within yourself. The moment you sit down, the moment you feel your body on your mat is the beginning of your journey. Then a second thing is your breath. Lengthen and deepen your breath. Open your heart. Broaden your collarbones. Shoulders back. Lift your chest, chin. And take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nostrils all the way down to your belly. Fill up your lungs and belly with air. And as you exhale, your waist narrows and your throat softens. Breath departs through your nostrils again. And the next breath comes in. That rhythm, it carries you through the rest of your practice. Landing softly deep within yourself. 3 Om sound together. Inhale. From that stillness, the right action will arise. Bow to your chest. Welcome yourself to your practice. Open your eyes softly. Now, external rotation in our legs is the main action we're going to drill again and again. Our journey is all the way to a lotus pose. You might end up doing full lotus or just stay where your body allows you to continue respecting your limits. Great. Take a moment first. Just feel your abdomen. Place your hands on your belly and cough. Take a subtle cough. Notice when you cough, hold that muscles engagement at the end of your cough and notice how your deep core stabilizes. Transversus abdominis, the muscle that runs around your waist. Draw your front ribs in, lift your pelvic floor muscles and hold that. Just relax a little bit. Make sure you can breathe. We want that tone in our belly when we sit in our poses. We're going to really pay attention to that later on at the end of the class. And first thing we're going to do is to open our inner and outer hips. So it's a 360 degrees journey around your hips, releasing your tightness in your hips. Come to downward facing dog, first pose. Position your hands outer shoulder width apart. Take your knees further back, face. Then take your inner thighs back and apart. So find your arch here in your lumbar spine. Lift your sit bones, lift your heart. Now do the opposite. Bring your sit bones in. Take your tailbone down and forward as you round your spine. Push through your hands, cat stretch. Lift your pelvic floor muscles and lift your belly button, engage your core. Now do the opposite again. Take your sit bones back and apart. Inner thighs go back, open, arching your spine, cow position. Exhale, bring your sit bones in. Tailbone down, lift your pubic bone towards your belly and round your spine. That subtle action, finding the anterior tilt and then posterior tilt. Again, anterior tilt, posterior tilt. Opening your hips and find the anterior tilt in your pelvis. Lift your sit bones and come up to your first downward facing dog. Bend your knees deeply, align your ears with your biceps. Then go a little bit wider with your legs, a little bit wider. Your fourth toes are on the edges of your mat. Bend your knees again and open your knees as wide as your ankles. Take your inner thighs back and apart and open your pelvis. Push through your hands more. Lift your heels right above your toes. Press into the toes, lifting your sit bones more. And then walk your hands back. Keep your feet where they are. Feet are wide apart. And then bend your knees. Bend your knees and bring your shoulders inside of your knees. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Shift your weight more into your heels. And take a moment to arrive. Bow into yourself. Take a moment to observe your breath. Release your lower spine, back of your heart, chin to chest. And then straighten your legs. And again, bend your legs. Now bend your legs and look forward. Sit low, like a squat position, inner thighs back. Extend your spine forward. You are right on the tips of your fingers. And exhale, round your spine and straighten your legs. Lift your belly button. Twice more. Bend. Inner spiral. Inner thighs go back and apart. Opening your pelvic floor. Sit bones travel wide apart. And exhale again. Round. One more. Inhale. Squatting. Sit a little bit deeper, a little bit lower. Feel the stretch in your inner hips. Extend your hands a little bit more forward. Shift your weight more back into your heels. Deep breath. And then walk your hands forward, back to your downward facing dog. Just one breath here. Push through your hands, straighten both legs, lift your sit bones, ground your heels. Then relax. Lower your knees as wide as your mat, big toes touching, and find your anterior tilt. Arch your spine, take your sit bones back and down. Pay attention what is happening in your sit bones. Your sit bones are wide apart and they landing on top of your heels. Take a few breaths here. Push through your hands to ground your sit bones more firmly on your heels. Feel the stretch in your adductors, inner thigh muscles, opening your groin. Couple of breaths here, deep breathing. And then come back to your downward facing dog. This time your feet distance, hip width apart, and bend your knees. Just one more thing. Outer hip stretch. Pivot on your toes and shift your heels to the left and twist your belly to the right. Push through your right hand more and lift your right outer hip higher. Feel the stretch right on the outer right hip and waist, right side of your body, opening, core active. Lift your right armpit, and then come back, switch back to neutral, shift your heels to the right, toes to the left, and lift through your left outer hip. Deepen your breath. Opening your left waist, straighten both knees, breathe to your left waist, then come back to neutral. Now walk your feet forward all the way to the front of your mat. Hands on your blocks, highest height or medium height, adjust whatever feels right for your body. If you have tightness in your hamstrings, please bend your knees and bow more in with knees bent. Otherwise, keep your legs straight. Come up on the tips of your fingers and lengthen your spine straight forward. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees. Again, straighten your legs, extend your spine forward, half forward bend. Exhale, bend your knees, bow, full forward bend. Twice more. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, bend your knees, bow, full forward bend. Last one, lengthen. We're opening the hips, waking up. Place your hands on your hips, shoulders back. And come up slowly to standing straight up, Tadasana. Warm up. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Please, arms straight. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, fold in, Uttanasana. Lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right leg back. Step your right leg back, lower your right knee down, and Asana. Bend your front knee deeply. Lengthen your breath, lift your belly, lengthen your tailbone. Corset your abdomen, same way as we did at the beginning. Engage a tone in your belly, lift your lower belly, and open your heart, look up. Inhale, exhale. And then release. Lower your right hand on your mat and twist. Inhale to the left. Extend your left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Now you can stay here, stage 1. Stage 2, lift your back knee and go to a full twist. Open twist. Lift your right outer hip. Twist your belly to the left more. Bend your front knee deeply. Head back, throat back, lengthen your spine more. Exhale, release again your right knee to your mat. Now bend your back knee and catch your right ankle with your left hand. Bring your heel to your glute, all the way into your buttock, and twist more. We're adding a quad stretch. Bend your front knee deeply. Bend your front knee deeply. And then possibly lower yourself on your right forearm. Twist more to the left. Turn your belly to the left. Head back, throat back. Exhale, release. Lower yourself on your forearms. Lizard pose. Sway your hips gently side to side. So if this is too tight, you can position your blocks and rest your forearms on your blocks. If still you feel this is too tight, stay with elbows straight. More advanced choice is to straighten your back knee again. Open lizard pose. Deep breath. And again, sway your hips side to side. Moving from right to left gently. Waking up your hips. Then release. Step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, dog position. Bend your knees, look forward, and light hop or step forward. Hands on your blocks, lengthen. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. Knees bend, Uttanasana. Bow in. Again, lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, bow in. Uttanasana. One more time. Lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your left leg back. Lower your left knee down to the floor and come up to kneeling, Anjaneyasana. Take a couple of breaths. Open your hips, bend your front knee deeply, lift your belly, tone your deep core muscles, extend your arms over your head. All you do is breathing, shoulders away from your ears. Lift your chest, chin. And then twist, left hand down to your mat. Extend your right arm straight up. Stay here or straighten your back knee. Full pose, open twist. Deepen your breath. Lift your left outer hip higher and bend your front knee more. Turn your belly to the right. Shoulders back, throat back. Spine long, straight. Exhale, release. Bend your back knee again and catch your ankle. Now, grab your ankle and pull your left heel to your left sit bone. Bring it as close as you can and keep that. Lower yourself on your left forearm and turn your belly more to the right. 3 breaths. Deep breathing. Long, deep inhalation. Long, deep exhalation. Good. Relax. Lower yourself on your forearms. Lift your back knee, more advanced choice. Or come up again to modify, elbows straight. And sway your hips side to side. Choose your variation. Deep breathing. Great. Step back again. Back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Inhale. Exhale. Light hop. Stepping forward or hopping forward. Lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Bow. Uttanasana. One more time. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, bow. Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Rise up, arms straight. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Continuing. Bend your knees, touch the floor, chair position. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow in Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right leg back. One more time. Lower your right knee down to the floor. Now take your left hand inside of your left ankle. Your left foot now is 12 o'clock. Turn it out to 10 o'clock and allow your left knee to descend out towards the mat. So if you can see me from front, you're shifting weight on the outer edge of your left foot, lifting the inner edge of your left foot, and your knee go out towards the mat, opening external rotation in your left hip. Good. Slide your right knee a little bit further back, and again sway your hips. Try to bring your heart down, all the way down towards your ankle. Feel that deep hip stretch. The left hip, breathe. Good. Now, come up part way, right hand again flat. Left hand will go inside of your left knee. Press your left hand into your left knee and knee into your hand and twist more to the left. Twisting, find the resistance. So the more you press into your knee, the more you press your knee into your hand, you feel the hip stretch. It's quite a deep action into outer, inner hip. Keep turning and turning. Flex your back foot and lift your back knee. Straighten your back knee. Turn all the way to the left. A deep outer hip stretch. Bend your front knee. Turning to the left. And then come back. Come back to neutral. Repeat one more time, lizard pose. Lower yourself on your forearms, or again, stay straight up and work on straightening your back leg. It's all about your breathing. We're still warming up the body, warming up the hips. So much work. Good. And release. Step back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or walk forward. Lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, Uttanasana. Twice more. Hands on your blocks, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, bow in Uttanasana. Lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your left leg back. Lower your left knee down and take your right hand inside of your right foot. Slide your left knee further back, more distance between your front heel, back knee, and turn your right foot from 12 to 2 o'clock. Turn it out and slowly open right hip to the right. So again, shifting your weight on the pinky side of your foot, lifting the arch of your right foot and externally rotating your right leg, trying to bring your right knee towards the mat. Depends how tight you are, how open you are. Just depends. Just sway your hips a little bit. Find a way of opening, relaxing. It's pretty intense here to just be with that hip stretch. And stage 2 would be place your right hand on your inner right knee. Press your knee into your hand and twist to the right. Twist to the right. Turn your belly towards the ceiling. And then more advanced choice, flex your back foot, bottom foot, and lift your left knee. Twist more to the right, turning, bend your front knee, turn your belly, deepen your breath, head back, throat back. Again, right here, right? Outer hip is working, opening, externally rotating your hip. And release. Lower yourself on your forearms. 3 more breaths here in lizard pose. Breathe into your hip. Lengthen your spine forward, chest, chin. Relax shoulders away from your ears. And gently step back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. We're going to warm up the hips a little bit more. One more warm up. Lift your left leg up. Lift your left knee straight up. Bend your left knee. And then open your hip. You're bending your knee, trying to kick your left buttock with your left heel. Then turn your left knee out to the left. Open your hip. Open your hip a lot. Lift your left outer knee a little bit higher. And then travel your left leg outside of your left hand. One more time. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step your left leg outside of your left hand. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Lift your left leg up. Exhale. Now ground your back foot. Right foot flat. Walk your hands to the side, facing the front right edge of your mat. And bend your back knee. Bend your back knee deeply. Lift your heart. Lift your chin, gazing forward. Then take your inner thighs back. Open your hips. Open your hips. There's a few variations you can choose to do here. Straighten your back leg. Reach your left arm. Weave your left arm under your left thigh and reach your right arm to the ceiling. Then work for the bind. Catch your hand behind your left thigh or catch to the right, all the way to the right. Widen the distance between your legs. Turn your left foot in, Prasarita Padottanasana. Come up on the tips of your fingers, look forward, bend your knees. Take your inner thighs back and apart. Push your feet towards each other. Take your sit bones back more, lift through your heart. And then straighten your legs and bow in. Bow in deeply and release your head down towards your mat. Deepen your breath. Hamstring stretch. Please come up again part way. Walk your hands all the way to the left. Turn your left foot out and step back to downward facing dog. Just bend your knees and sway your hips from side to side. Letting go of tension. Just softly breathe. Let's do a second side. Lift your right leg up. Right leg straight up. Bend your knee first. Kick your right buttock with your right heel. Then open your right hip. Open your hip. Lift your right outer knee higher. Look underneath your right armpit and lift. Open your hip. Travel your right leg outside of your right hand. Again. Lift up. Exhale. Step all the way forward. Step it as far forward as you can. Opening your right hip. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And last one. Exhale. Left foot flat. Walk your hands to the left front corner of your mat and bend your left knee, back knee. Open your hips. Take your inner thighs back and apart. And sway your hips side to side just to let go of tension. Breathe deeply. Now take your right hand under. Go as low as you can, maybe widen a little bit wider your legs apart. And reach left arm to the ceiling and catch your wrist or hand behind your thigh. And turn your belly to the left. 3 breaths. Deep breathing. turn to the left. Then release. Step back to child position. Open your knees wide apart, big toes touching, and find your anterior tilt. Inner thighs go back and apart. Sit back on your heels. Take 5 breaths. The journey together, finding the journey together, shifting center. Now, when we practice yoga, we take that layer after layer, stripping away all the superficial tension. It's like a shell we live in. And then the further, the deeper we go into our practice, we find a true identity where we just arriving into this sense of self, place where nothing is missing, where we feel like just we can stay here, soften. Good. Now please come up to sitting. So we're going to try to now open the hips a little bit more. A couple of seated poses. Sitting cross-legged position. Please grab one of the blocks and sit on top of the block. Sitting a little bit higher and pull your sit bones back, sit upright. Your left shin is first in. Bring your left shin in and grab your right foot with both hands. Lift your spine, lift your heart, shoulders back, and take a few of those. Bend your back knee more, pull your right knee behind you, and lift your foot a little bit higher. Keep that, and then straighten your leg, push your foot into your hands, and then again, bend your right knee, pull your right knee back, external rotation of your right leg, same way we did at the beginning when we were turning the foot to 2 o'clock, and then straighten again your leg. Feel the hip stretch, hamstring stretch, straightening, bend. Now bend it more and externally rotate your hip. Take your foot into the crease of your left elbow and cradling the baby. Wrap your arms around your shin and take a moment to let go of tension here in your hip. Sitting tall. Lift your foot a little bit higher. Now, if this is really tight, impossible for you, then modify by taking your forearms under your shin and lifting your shin towards the ceiling. Or just stay here. I'm going to position that ankle on top of your knee. And now, depends how open you are. Your knee might be somewhere here, your knee might be a little bit lower. Take your bottom foot a little bit more forward and maybe remove your block. See what's happening here, how tight it is. You decide, please pay attention to your right knee, both knees. If there is any pain, you have to back off and choose a little bit more, choose more basic option. Now, place your block between your knee and your foot. Press your knee into your block, try to crush the block and take your hands behind you. Just stay here, breathing. Again, external rotation in your right hip. Sit tall, deepen your breath, shoulders back. Long, deep breathing. Trying to crush the block with your right outer knee. Flex your right foot as well. Make sure your foot is on top of your left knee and lift your heart. Good. And then relax. Straighten both legs. Just shake them. The second side. Bring your right shin in first. And catch your left foot. Sit straight up. Grab your foot with your both hands and pull your left knee all the way behind you. Open your left hip. Lift your left leg higher. And then try to straighten your left knee. And again, bend your left knee and straighten your left knee. Waking up your left hip, bend your left knee and straighten your left knee. One more time, bend your left knee. Pull your knee behind you, lift your foot a little bit higher and take external rotation here. Foot travels across your chest all the way to your upper right arm bone. And again, cradling the baby. Sit tall, straight. Foot active. Opening the left hip. Deep external rotation in your left hip. Then landing with your left ankle on top of your right knee. Take your sit bones back and apart and see the situation on the second side. Might be easier, might be more, might be tighter. Grab your block and crush your block. Any space, wherever you are, you can use your block to support your knee, hands behind you, shoulders back, and sit here. You don't need any block if you're advanced in your journey and adding a forward bend, bow more in, enjoying the reset, forward bend, deeper stretch in your hips. Close your eyes for a moment, 2 more breaths here. And then slowly release, straighten both legs. Great. Next position, bring the soles of your feet touching. You might again like to sit on a couple of pillows or blanket. We need 2 blocks. Your blocks will go again underneath your shins, right here. Depends how tight you are, the inner hip stretch. Place your hands behind you and first thing to do is to crash those blocks. So much external rotation in your right hip. Turn your legs out and push through your heels. So heels are pressing, externally rotating, lift your heart more. Come up a little bit more forward to intensify your stretch, shoulders back. Now it depends again how open you are, blocks flat or highest height, opening your hips. The main action is how can we try to crash those blocks to open more the inner hips and relax. Good. Now please come to standing. I'm going to drill that couple more choices in the body. Standing tall in Tadasana. First thing to do is shift your weight to your left foot, left hand on your hip. Catch your right ankle. Catch your right ankle. Lift your right knee as high as you can. So opening your right hip. Then turn your foot to the left. Right foot travels to the left and catch your right foot with your left hand. Holding your shin with both hands. Holding both shin and externally rotate your right hip. Holding your shin with both hands. Position your right shin on top of your left thigh. And sit low in your low tree. Sitting low, take your inner thighs back and apart and take a couple of breaths here. Now if you're a little bit more open, you can go a little bit deeper, sliding your elbows down your shin. That's the entry point for flying pigeon pose. So a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And then come back again to standing. Second side. Good. Bend your left knee. Lift your left knee a little bit higher. Open your left hip. Lift a little bit higher. And then take your right hand, reach to your left foot. Open. External rotation in your left hip. Opening. Use your hands to do that. And ending with resting your shin on top of your right thigh. Sit low in your low tree. Gently, just breathe. Bend your knee more, bend your knee more. A little bit deeper. And then come back. Come back to the first side. Take a moment to stand again tall, straight. Catch your right shin with your right hand. Externally rotate your right hip. Catch your right ankle with your left hand and open your hip. Now apply all the muscles, your core muscles, your pelvic floor, your glute to stabilize that leg. Let go of holding your leg and try to keep the external rotation. So that foot wants to drop. Keep the right foot more up. So you might have to help yourself to lift it higher and then hold that. Keep breathing. So much work here to drill that external rotation in your right hip. Then catch your ankle with your right hand and come to tree position. Your tree pose. Left hand on your left outer hip. Make a fist with your right hand and position that fist outside of your right knee. Press your knee into your fist into your knee and turn your belly to the left. So you're opening here inner muscles of your leg, groin, adductors, opening, pointing your knee more to the right as you turn your belly to the left. Shoulders back, tree pose. Push your foot into your thigh, thigh into your foot, and straighten your arms straight up. Shoulders down. Lengthen, deepen your breath. Relax. Switch side. Standing on your right leg, then catch your left shin. Open your hip. Open your hip all the way to the left. Catch your left ankle with your right hand. And again, apply your muscles. Engage your core. And let go of holding. Just use your breath, use your strength. Holding that leg there. Hold, external rotation. Catch your foot a little bit higher. Try to lift more, a little bit higher. And then repeat. Lift your left inner heel higher and higher. And then make your way to tree pose. Right hand on your hip. Make fist with your left hand and fist goes outside of your left knee. Press your knee into the fist. Opening, let your knee win. Opening your left hip more. Turn your belly to the right. Straighten your standing leg and arms straight. Shoulders down, tree pose. Core. Notice what happens when you engage your core. Lengthen your tailbone, lift your pubic bone, and just notice the difference when you apply the core stability. Subtle engagement. Make sure you can breathe. Relax your gaze. And relax. Great. Let's continue. Please come standing in front of the mat. Reach your arms over your head. Look up, arms straight. Exhale and bow. Uttanasana, forward bend. Come up part way, half forward bend, and step your right leg back. Now, lower your right knee down. We're going into a pigeon position. travel your left foot all the way to the right and lower your left shin flat. Align your front shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, and then take your right knee a little bit further back. And a little bit further back, opening the hips. Now, if your left hip is quite high up, you might need to block and ground your left hip on top of the block. Then extend your hands in front of you. Turn your belly to the left. So take your right outer hip forward more. Then go into your hip stretch. Bow in, take 5 breaths. You can point your back foot. Relax into this. Releasing your pelvis. Breathe into your pubic bone. And take a moment to just slow down. Slowing down. Locating that part of you where you just accept yourself, where you are, with your limitations, with your resistance, and soften into that part of you, letting go of judgment. Breathe into the left hip and just soften your heart. And then come back. We're going to continue. Travel your right leg all the way to the front. And now I'm going to turn facing you. Position your right foot outside of your left thigh and sit upright. Grab your shin with both hands and lift your spine. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist more. And come back. Take that top leg, top foot, right foot further back outside of your left hip into Gomukhasana, outer hip stretch, and sit straight up. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths to relax into that. Breathe into your outer hips. Anytime you feel tight, please grab your block and sit more upright. Or just sit low and shoulders back. Relax your jaw. Deep hip stretch, feel it in your outer hips. We're going to take that a little bit further, undo it part way, and come back to this situation where you are in Agni Stambhasana, fire lock pose. You want to stay here in this position with the block and working on that external rotation in your right hip. If you want to go a little bit further with me, take the right heel into your left groin. So I'm going to show you more on the second side, because this knee is vulnerable right now with my practice. You take your foot right into your groin, all the way into your groin, and your knee might end up all the way down, flat, or a little bit higher, and you need a block again. Find your choice. What is the best choice for you? And if you're more open in your legs, please take that bottom leg and flip it on top of your right thigh. Use more advanced choice, a full lotus pose. This one is half lotus, and you just be wherever you need to be in this pose. Please protect your knees. Protect your knees, very important. Anytime you feel pain in your knees, please back off and choose easier variation. Close your eyes and stay here. Close your right nostril, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block both nostrils, exhale through your right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block both, exhale through your left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay on your left side. Continue. You can do a count of 6, count of 8. Breathe deeply and notice the quality of your breath. Notice the temperature the air comes in. Going deep within yourself. Every time we do yoga practice, specifically hips, we find more way of surrendering, of deeper letting go. We disconnect from the world that surrounds us, and we find that identity within ourselves, almost independent identity, not defined by the outer circumstances. The moment this recognition is born, we start a journey of belonging. We start belonging to ourselves. Our sense of belonging cannot be greater than a level of self-acceptance. When we truly belong to ourselves, belonging is ours. And only we can define that by just finding our own okay, our own surrender. Good. And relax, please. Straighten both legs in front of you. Now we're going to the second side. We're going to pigeon again with your right shin in front of you. Take your left leg back and external rotation in your left hip. Left knee far back. Now again, check how far your right hip is. You might need to ground it. Slide your block under your right sit bone and then bow in. Point your back foot. Take 5 passive breaths, exhaling through your mouth. Opening your right hip. So enjoy that release. Becoming anchored within yourself. Locating ease. What does it feel to belong deeply within yourself? And then slowly make your way up to setting again. Your left leg travels all the way outside of your right thigh. Sit straight up. Lift your spine. Then exhale, twist to the left, right elbow outside of your left knee, and inhale, lengthen. Lift your chest and chin. Exhale, twist to the left. Turn your head to the left. Inhale again, lift through your chest and chin. Exhale, twist to the left. Undo your twist. Gomukhasana. 3 more breaths. Your knees are on top of each other. Slide your left ankle further down your outer right hip and make yourself comfortable. Please, if you need to sit a little bit higher, do that. Otherwise, just enjoy that outer hip stretch, grounding through the outer hips, sitting straight up, eyes are closed. All there is your breathing, arriving somewhere. Long, deep inhalation. Long, deep exhalation. Great. Continue. Now, right shin go forward more. Left ankle on top of your right knee. Agni Stambhasana. Depends again on your flexibility. You might have to take the shin more forward if you're more flexible. So your shins are exactly aligned. Then, more advanced choice. Take the foot into your groin. Going into your half lotus pose. Feels great. Just stay in your half lotus. Pull your sit bones back and apart. If your knee is lifted, grab your block again and remember to modify and keeping your knee safe. Staying here, or go to your full lotus position and just stay in this situation with your breath. Pranayama, alternative nostril breathing. Close your right nostril and inhale through your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. Hold your breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block both nostrils. Exhale through your right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay on your right. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Block both. Exhale through your left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue 3 more rounds. Go deep within. Focus on the quality of your breath. Focus on the temperature of your breath, the volume. Breathe into parts of your body where you feel tight, limited. Dissolving tension and finding that anchor within yourself. Becoming steady. Stillness of your mind. Joy soft. Gently release. Stretch both legs. And come back to sitting on your blocks. 1 or 2 blocks. Cross-legged position. Lengthen and deepen your breath. Draw your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Lift your breastbone and feel the support of the earth. The body is heavy, grounded. Eyes are closed. Soften your eyelids. Go within. Soften your inner ears. Relax your tongue. And your breath becomes longer. Inhale to your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold your breath. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own. If 8 is too much, you can go down to 6 or or go up to 10. Pratyahara, withdrawing senses, using the breath to center, hold control of your mind, slowing down inwardly. Listen to the sound of your breath, Ujjayi breath, gentle contraction at the back of your throat, massaging your throat. Keep that rhythm. Your inhalation is equal with your exhalation. Observe the quality of your breath, the volume, the temperature of your breath when it comes in through your nostrils, and then when it departs. Anchor within yourself. I'm going to go into a breath retention now. You inhale again, count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, holding your breath for count of 8. Breath retention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Emptying out completely and hold again your breath. Pull your belly in, lift your root lock, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gently inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold your breath, count of 8. Continue on your own. Your inhalation, breath retention, and your exhalation, they are equal. Count of 8 or 6 or 10. You can go even higher, up to 20. Practicing that breath control, inserting pauses between the breaths, inserting pauses between thoughts. Samavriti practice. Stay with your breath. Anytime your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. Stay present with your breath, grounded, anchored within yourself. Then gently come back to your natural breath again, back to spontaneous breath. Keep your eyes closed. Just take a moment to reflect on that short meditation. Maya Angelou said, "You are only free when you realize you belong no place. You belong every place. No place at all. The price is high. The reward is great." So what does it take to get to the place in our lives where we belong nowhere and everywhere? Where belonging in our hearts is not a reward for perfecting, pleasing, or proving, or pretending, or something that others can hold hostage or take away. We will always belong anywhere when we show up as ourselves. Before we go into our Shavasana, please go to Paschimottanasana, stretch both legs right in front of you and keep your knees bent. Sit upright, pull your sit bones back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow. Bow into your forward bend. Take a few deep breaths to reset your spine. Neutral, forward bending. Keep your breath long, chin to your chest. Let go. Few more. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly make your way to Shavasana. Lie down with legs straight. Roll your shoulders under and take a few breaths to release your body with gravity. Allow your bones to be heavy, grounded. You are held, you are supported. Feel the mat beneath you. Soften the skin. Your abdomen, your organs, heart, lungs, liver, everything softens.
jaw relaxed, tongue. Allow your eyes to drop deeper into your skull. Coming back slowly to your awareness, back to your breath. Lengthen, deepen your breath. Moving your toes, fingers. Start bending your knees slowly. Roll to your right side. Use your left palm to press yourself up to sitting. Sitting again, cross-legged on your block or pillows. Take moments to observe this journey together. Feeling grounded, held. Bring your palms touching in front of your heart. One Om sound. Close our practice. Inhale. Bow to your heart, bow to your destiny. Namaste.